All right. Well, welcome to the nerdy phase. We're live. Um, you know, Today we have a special guest, so we'll get to him in just a second. But hey, as always, we got Tom. You know, Tom is now live on social media. He's got his Rumble, he's got his YouTube, Mobile Ninja Gaming. He's existing more outside this space. I'm pretty excited. I don't want to say I'm proud of him because I don't want his ego to boost, but welcome,
My head can only get so big.
welcome to the
Giggity.
real world online. You know, and then
Yeah,
you
the
have
real world online.
and then you have me, Serge. I'm the host of the Nerdy Phase. I got my Twitch as well, so uh, we'll get more into that later. But hey, Tom, why don't you introduce our guest to our guest to the Nerd Fam?
Yes. So Shin Neo or Shin or just Neo, however you want to refer to him. He's been a good friend for a long time. He's actually introduced me on quite a few games that I love dearly, including FTL, which I think I mentioned it last week. But if anybody hasn't checked it out, there's a new patch for FTL that expanded the universe. But yeah, you can also check him out. Shin, what's your Twitch tag?
It's Shin_Neo.
Okay, on Twitch, he does a lot of retro games. Spoiler: we're going to be talking about retro games today. And yeah, what's some stuff you're doing right now?
Right now uh my wife and I have been playing through Kingdom Hearts.
That's
Very
a solid
nice.
game. Solid game.
You playing through like all of the Kingdom Hearts, or just the ones that are on a normal console?
Well, we got that story so far PS4 collection, so I guess a
Yeah,
little bit of all of them.
All right.
that's a good package to have. Like I had all of them individually, and then I saw that one come out, and I picked it up so I can do it before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out. So
are you stream? I
still,
haven't seen you pop up on my Twitch notification. Is that what you're playing right now, or are you still doing your Metroid?
On Twitch, I'm taking a little break from Metroid and playing through Earthbound Beginnings again to get some retro achievements.
Dope. Okay.
so
Well, welcome
and
to the podcast. We're excited to have you. But Serge, back to you.
I was gonna something that he forgot to mention for those who watch the video. Shin Neo, he's our first VTuber guest. So this is the avatar he uses on his Twitch and everything. So it's pretty cool. I feel like we're progressing a little bit. It's first time for everything. Okay, so hey, as always, let's start off what we do. What nerdy thing have we done this week? Tom, let's start with you.
So a couple nerdy things. So of course, trying to grow the podcast and everything. Got myself a new mic. I already forgot the brand and everything that I got. Hold on. Here's my box. My box is right here. Ugh. Yeah. So I'm not going to throw it away for like another 5 years and eventually. So I got the. Is this seriously?
It's upside down.
Because it's upside down. For my,
Two Curves condenser microphone. Okay.
Yeah, so the thing was like under $50. I'm
Nice.
pretty happy with the quality.
Nice.
So yeah, I've got that. It's also got the boom and everything. I went ahead and just did the tripod just because I need to redo my desk, but whatever. The other nerd thing. So my step kiddos got a 3D pen recently. They only gave us a little bit of filament, so I need to pick up some more filament. For one, because all of my filaments are all super dried out and brittle and whatnot, so I can't really do anything with them until either A, I figure out how to bake them without melting the spool, or B, I get myself a nice big container with some silicon. Yeah, silicon. What, right? Silicon? Yeah, so those little silica packets? So pretty much I need all the beads inside the silica packets in a
Right.
big container and have it sit there for like a month for everything to dry out. So until I get that done, we got this little fun tool. Got a little tree for all the filament. So this way the kids can literally just swap out their filament colors, and then if I need to print something, I can just pick the thing up down and pick what color I want and start printing.
I'm surprised 3D printers aren't bigger than as big as they should be.
Well, really, the biggest thing is I think people need to stop relying on PLA so much. Like, don't get me wrong, PLA is great. It's just not exactly the most stable. You need to go with the PLA Plus or just other materials. As soon as you start switching to the better materials, and then people take, honestly, you could print something within like an hour. Like in terms of like get it ready to go and hit the print button within an hour. But then of course there's like all the fine tuning, worrying about your speeds, your temperatures, your fill lines and everything. So yeah, there's stuff to learn. But yeah, eventually, I mean, ultimately, it's going to be less expensive to go out and buy something that's mass produced. But to be able to, um, we are going to be hanging some stuff soon. So I'm just going to start printing off a bunch of things to hang things on, and including my basic guitars that are back there. And then, yeah. So we've got things that we need to start printing. I just haven't touched the thing in over a year because I've been too lazy / broke to get the stuff I needed. So yeah, I don't know. One of these days, maybe I'll have to print a few things off, and maybe that'll be one of our episodes.
Yeah,
Nice.
I would like to talk about 3D printing versus regular printing. So
Right.
it'll be cool.
All right, Neo. What about you? What nerdy things you've been doing other than your and anything you're getting into other than the Kingdom Hearts?
Not that I could think of. It's just been trying to do those retro achievements.
Okay, so is that specifically on the game on the system you're playing on? Is that on Twitch? Like, what kind of where do you get those achievements?
Yeah, I
Oh,
was curious about that too.
retro achievements is like a website that you sync up an emulator to, and it goes back to like old games that don't have achievements and stuff on like Nintendo and whatnot, or
Okay,
like PlayStation 1 and stuff like that.
that's actually really cool. So
And
yes,
Yeah.
it's user made achievements that you can unlock, and some are challenging, some are progression. And I'm not quite an achievement hunter, but I enjoyed getting them, so I synced it up, and I'm trying to complete a few games that I really like, such as Earthbound.
achievements were fun. That's the one thing I really do miss about playing an Xbox 360. Back when 360 was, the console to have. No, I would do that a lot. I would go through, and as long as it wasn't one of those like collect 300, pieces of dog shit, I'd be all about it. Either that and the online ones, because I was never really a good online player. But no, that's awesome. I didn't realize that was the thing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
pretty.
if you need help getting it set up, I can help you sometime.
Yeah, we'll have
Yeah,
to plan
for
some
sure.
time for that later.
But Xbox 360, the console to have, that's debatable.
At the time,
At the
PlayStation
time, it
3.
kind of was, but the PS3 was free online. Yeah.
But the online was trash then. But that's a different story altogether. So, but yeah, I mean,
I'll
as
fight
far
you
as for
later.
me, a few nerdy things I've done. I picked up a new game. I played I streamed a little bit the introduction of it the other day. Persona 3 Reload. Super fun game. I played the game. The game first released in 2007 on PlayStation 2, and that's when I first played it. So they remastered it, and man, it's significantly much better looking than what it was compared to PlayStation 2. And
Yeah, my mind was blown realizing that was that old of a game. Honestly, because I've
yeah,
never played Persona 5. I thought you were playing Persona 5 or something.
right. So, but a little thing about Persona, it is one of the 3 series that I follow. That's been my favorite. I first played Persona on the original PlayStation, and then they did Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, and then they had like a backside to it called Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and that came out on PSP, but I never played it on there because I didn't have a PSP when it came out, so I played the fan translation on emulation. But and then you have then 3, 4, and 5, right? So I will. This was one of the games I will buy whole consoles just to do it, and I have, because when I heard that PlayStation 4, I had an Xbox One. I wasn't gonna go back to Sony, so all my friends had Xbox, and then they dropped the announcement for Persona 5 on PlayStation 4, I'm like, well, here it goes. So I saved up my money, sold my Xbox, and got a PS4 just so I can play Persona 5. And I was like, fuck it, guys, don't, if
Dang.
you're not playing on PS4, then forget it. So, and
Hmm.
another series I'd follow like that is Zelda. I will buy I bought like a Wii just to play Twilight Princess, and I bought a what you call it? What was
Switch?
the
Wii U.
was it? No, not Wii U. Which one came Breath of the Wild? Was
Wii
Wii
that
U.
U.
Switch?
So well, Wii
It,
U
wa-
and
it was Wii
Switch.
U
Switch
and
first.
Switch, yeah.
Okay, so Switch. Um, I skipped Wii U, but I bought the Switch for just Breath of the Wild day one.
Nice.
So
Yeah.
I didn't hesitate. And then Final Fantasy is the other series I follow.
I just want to reminisce
The
real quick on how cool I think the Wii U was and how everybody hated it. But just the concept of one, being able to play your games on the handheld console, before, the Switch and the Steam Deck and everything. And then on top of that, I think the bigger thing is just having that active menu, because you got a touch screen. So like if I want to switch over like my weapon sets or anything, just be able to go down and hit the button that I want to, and then, be able to continue playing. Such a cool thing. I think it was underused, underutilized. I wish they'd go back. I know
well,
Xbox tried to do it. They had an app that you were able to download on your Xbox, on your Android or iPhone, and then from there you're able to hit buttons and have it affect whatever is going on in game. But only a couple games allowed you to do that. So I don't know. I
well,
thought it was cool. Everybody hated it. I loved it.
the thing is with the
Same.
Wii U, I thought it was a good system. I just, like I said, I bought Nintendo for certain games. It had a very weak launch.
Mhm.
No Mario games, no Zelda. So, I wasn't really tempted to buy it. Up until like when Breath of the Wild hit, I was like, okay, I gotta go get a Wii U now. And then they announced it simultaneously. Oh, Breath of the Wild is also, we're announcing on the Switch, and it's coming on the Switch. I'm like, I might as well just get the Switch.
Yeah, upgrade at
I
that
was
Yeah.
point.
I was tempted to get Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, but when I realized that Wind Waker HD was the same, wasn't much different, and Twilight Princess wasn't much different, I didn't really care. So I'm like,
Yeah.
it's whatever. But I wish I would have gotten the Wind Waker edition of the Wii U, but that's just I didn't have the money at the time. But it's all good. You know, so. But now the main nerdy thing I have been doing. So me and a coworker, um, I bought this yo-yo for $1 a while ago, and I used it just I like throwing a yo-yo just up and down. It's relaxing. But for Christmas, my brother we got these trick yo-yo sets, and I haven't really been using it. And so I brought it to just because I have my yo-yo at work, and I just throw it up and down just to like, this customer pissing me off, yo-yo.
Yeah, it's
Just
your
something to
fidget
do.
spinner.
Right, it's my fidgeter, pretty much. I like to
Mhm.
fidget with a yo-yo. Well, in the last few days, you know, we're like, let's get an actual. I'll show you my actual decent yo-yo that I got, and they're like, oh, this one's so much better. And then we started like, let's still learn tricks. Um, well, we've been trying to do the sleeper because you go like this with the sleeper, throw it down, right? Keep your arm straight, and it's supposed to sit there and spin.
Mhm.
Well, we can't get it. We've done it a few times by accident, but we can't do it consistently. And we come to learn a few things about yo-yos. So it's like things I never even knew about. I'm like, oh, I've never researched this bunch of yo-yos. So
Where's the yo-yo at? Come on, show us a trick.
I'm not gonna go get the yo-yo.
Come
I
on, go
can't. I
get it.
can.
You're bringing it up. Like I literally, I could have just
Fine, fine,
mentioned,
fine.
my new filament thing, but no, I took the effort.
Jeez.
Sorry that I'm trying to make an entertaining podcast for everyone.
Well, for those watching the video, so this is the yo-yo. I'm gonna move my chair. So I've just the basics are pretty easy. You know, I can do the basics super easy. I'll make a Twitch video or not Twitch video, TikTok video. You know, watch me mess up. See, you made me mess up. Now I'm all flustered.
God,
Good
people are
job,
so gonna
Tom.
just put it away. People are gonna unsubscribe now. Jesus Christ.
But yeah, this is what I do, and we've been trying to do the sleeper, and it's just it just doesn't work for us. But yeah, that's what we've been doing all week. I can
Yeah,
do around the world.
I feel like that
But
should be like the easiest thing for you to do, but I mean, I don't
you
know
would
anything
think
about them. Yeah.
the thing is like we learned a few things. Like for example, um, like my set came with 2 of these, this
Mhm.
yo-yo, and like I was trying to fiddle with it, and I broke the second one. So then like I brought the broken one yesterday. Was it yesterday to work, and we were kind of look at it. So this one, Natty knows this detail. This yo-yo is a fixed axle yo-yo.
Mhm.
So in other words, it's just in the fixed axle. It doesn't spin. You can do it. I'm sure a pro can do it. But the thing is, this is just a yo-yo really meant for throwing it up and down around the world. Maybe do a sleepy every so often, but it doesn't. The things that make yo-yo spin in place is the bearings.
Mhm.
So you have to have the metal bearing yo-yo, and so it doesn't have that. The other thing with yo-yos too, there's like unresponsive and responsive. Difference is a responsive, like when you drop it down and lift your thing, it responds and comes back up. Unresponsive, you throw it down, it's gonna stay down. You can't just go like this and bring it back up. You have to do some sort of trick to get it back up. So
Hmm.
professionals use unresponsive yo-yos. That's how they can do all those stupid like tricks like with the string and stuff because they're unresponsive yo-yos, and then they just wind it up without you even realizing it. So
The
that's
more
what
you
I've
know.
been nerding out on. Whoever thought that a yo-yo would have so much to it, you know?
That takes me
So
back. I was a '90s kid and played with mini
yeah,
yo-yo in my days.
Mm-hmm.
that's how I was able to learn how to do the basics. I played with yo-yos when I was a kid, and then now we're. This is funny. We get bored at the place I work, which I mentioned it last week. So if you missed out on that, yeah, I might mention it again. The place I work at, we're not really allowed to be on our phones. Um, the manager doesn't like it, but yet we can play with yo-yos. He just laughs at us. He's like, "You guys are ridiculous." So I'm like, "Oh, all right, whatever." So that's what we're gonna do. We just get bored and we want something to do. So, but yeah. And then I did have something fun. So with my stream with Persona, there's a part where I don't know if you ever played Persona 3. The way they invoke their personas is to take guns to their head and shoot themselves. Right? And I posted the first time the antagonist first time the antagonist shoots himself in the head. I posted on TikTok. Further the story on that because I told you guys, I got hit with a warning. I do another incident like that, I'm banned. I'm like, okay, let's go. So it's
Damn,
whatever.
a bit
Yeah,
Challenge
harsh.
accepted.
yeah. I mean, it's whatever. I'm like, so it's all good. Who would have thought that? Do that. I mean, what I could have started a trend. Maybe kids are like, "Oh, maybe I can incite my persona," and they start sticking guns to their head, and maybe that's why they done
Please
it.
don't. Yeah, just public service announcement. Never
No,
aim a gun at anything you're not willing to destroy, including yourself trying to turn into a
personas don't
persona.
exist. They
Yeah.
don't exist. And in Persona 3, those aren't real guns either. They're simulated invokers. They're not real guns. So
Hmm.
just so you know. But
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
that's yeah, they're called invokers in the Persona 3. So, but I
Hmm.
think Japanese people they're super edgy to begin with anyway.
You're right.
So, um, I'm surprised that game even made it to America the way it is like that. And not only that, especially now, I'm surprised they still kept it. So,
Yeah,
because
with the remake, yeah, I'm kind of surprised they didn't, change those animations
Persona
up to be
4,
something.
Persona 4, they throw up a card and crush their card, and then their Persona summons.
Yep.
So, you know, so it's just I'm yeah, but it's whatever.
I think the
So,
fourth one was my wife's favorite.
um, my favorite was the fifth one. Um, and then I'll say the fifth one, and then this third one. I just didn't like the characters in the fourth one as much.
Ah,
The fourth one was I liked the premise of the fourth one. I think the fourth, I mean, they're all super super dark games. Just the story of it. They're
Yeah, for being a video game and being all cartoony anime, ish, and then having that stupid bear, like, it's like, oh, they're literally just murdering off characters right now. Like,
well,
yeah.
holy shit. I was not
it's
expecting this out of this game.
it's a spinoff of Shin Megami Tensei, which is like
Right.
super heavy, religiously dark.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So because the first one, the first Persona was called Shinigami Mini Tensei Persona, the very first one that came out, and then
Oh.
it just became its own series. So,
Yeah, I'm
but
personally more of a Shin Megami Tensei fan, but I mean, I can respect people who enjoy Persona. It seems fun. I just haven't gotten into it yet.
it's the ones I first played. I haven't really played any of the Shinigami. I can't even say it now. I haven't played any of those games. I know of them, and I want to get into them, but I just never got around to them. So,
So what
but
came out
anyhow,
first? The games, the anime, or the? I don't know that much about it. So the Shinamage. What did you call it?
Shin Megami Tensei, they came out first. I think the first one was on Super Nintendo.
Oh,
So and then it was real big in Japan, and we never really got any of them until I want to say Persona was one of the first ones, and then they
did
started
they
Mhm.
releasing more.
did they make the animes like they did for Persona?
No,
Not
only
really.
Persona has
No.
animes, yeah.
Yeah, Persona's the
But
Okay.
more popular. It's one of those instances where the spin-off got more popular than the actual series.
right, um, but then the Shinigami Tensei Nocturne. It was the third one in the series. It came out on PlayStation 2. It became really popular. I think they redid it on PlayStation 4. I think they had a remake on PlayStation 4. So they got popular, and then they did the Digital Devil Saga. They did two of those. They had quite a few on DS as well. So
If I remember correctly, the series actually started off as a series of books in Japan, like light novels, that
okay,
was turned into a regular Nintendo or Famicom game called Megami Tensei. And then on the Super Nintendo, it got a sequel called Shin Megami Tensei, and that's the more
okay,
popular
yeah.
one that people remember
So the
or go
spin-off of the
to.
spin-off is really the one that got
Well, it was a
popular.
Now,
sequel. It
Oh,
was
okay.
more of a sequel. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
now the latest one is on Shin Megami Tensei 5. It's on the Switch.
yeah. It looks fun. I
So
haven't had a chance to play it.
me neither. I do want to play it. It's to me, it's just the Switch is usually one of those things. I have all these games I want to play. I just can't. I can't really get myself to play the Switch a whole lot. I don't unless it's Zelda. So, but anywho,
I was just
so
actually that's one of the reasons why I was late getting to the computer because I was on my Switch. But considering we're talking about retro games, I will talk about what I was playing here in a bit.
well, yeah, we'll get there in a second. So now let's just go to our next thing. Let's talk about nerd news.
Nerd
So
news.
what's going on in the world of nerds? So first off, let's just go with what just came out recently, the Knuckles trailer. Um, we all saw the Knuckles trailer. Um, it's a sequel to it's in between Sonic 2 and Sonic 3. So you got to watch Sonic 1 and Sonic 2, then Knuckles, and then Sonic 3. Um, so it's exclusively streaming on Paramount Plus. And it's voiced by all the same characters, which is pretty all the same voice actors, which is pretty cool. Um, you know, what'd you guys think of that trailer overall, though?
I'm
I thought it
excited.
looked okay. Yeah.
So
So
it looks like what December 20th, 24 is when Sonic 3 is coming out.
right,
So it's pretty cool that they're one. I'm just one surprised that they're bringing the show out. Two, I'm surprised that it's not. I mean, it looks like it's the exact same quality as the movie, in
right,
terms of overall production. Because back in the '90s, early thousands, like you had your let's say Aladdin. You had your Aladdin movie and everything, and the animation was fantastic and beautiful. And then you had like that genie show on Disney, the Disney Channel, and quality
yeah,
just just
right,
shit.
right.
I'm like, wow,
The
this
Aladdin
is
show on Disney Afternoon wasn't as good as the movies.
Yeah, and all the none of the voice actors were the same.
Same thing with like they did Aladdin, that TV show, then the Return. No, it was Aladdin, the Return of Jafar,
hmm
and then the Aladdin TV show was a sequel to the Return of Jafar. And those two, they didn't have the original. Robin Williams didn't do the voice of Genie
Yeah, but
or
he
any
came
of
back
them.
for 3 though, which was
Yeah,
kind of surprising. That never happens.
the third one was really good though.
hmm
They
There's a
increased the
huge story
production.
behind that.
So, oh
Yeah, I remember like years ago I watched a video on exactly what all happened, so I
yeah,
need to I guess get refreshed up on that just for kicks and giggles. But going back to the story hand, but like a lot of callbacks to Sonic 2, just stupid jokes. It looks like it's a slapstick comedy, and honestly, I don't think slapstick is done anymore. I'm not saying the entire show is going to be slapstick, but like the scene where
well,
he throws the barbells, like that was funny. I chuckled over something like that. It's just
yeah,
dumb,
I
but it's funny.
I think Marvel does a good job at slapstick, or at least they have been lately.
hmm
Well, I don't
Yeah,
know if saying good job is accurate because it varies, but um, there is a bit more slapstick out there than I think is
yeah, I
really
guess
well,
maybe not,
recognized.
but just seeing
hmm
some of the stuff, and I guess after my reaction, like I'm excited to see this. Where a lot of the Marvel stuff, I'm not excited to see right now. Which,
Right.
so I mean that could be the factor on that specific point. But yeah, no, I am legitimately excited. I do pay for Paramount. Let's go.
Nice.
So my big thing is, okay, obviously I'm wearing. If you're watching the video, I'm wearing a Bowser hat and you got Luigi shirt from the movie. Um, you know, but like, here's the thing, like, my question is, why is Mario more iconic than Sonic? Like, if you really think about it, Mario doesn't really have a presence, a whole big presence as Sonic. I mean, Mario's got his games on the Mario games on Nintendo, and then they had those '90s shows, the Super Mario Brothers Super Show, and then they did the Super Mario Brothers 3 show,
Oh, don't
and
forget about
then
the best Mario movie ever.
I was about to say that, and then they got that '90s live action movie with
God, yeah, John
that
Liziano or whatever the hell his
yeah,
last
John
name is.
Leguizamo and
Yeah.
Bob Hoskins
Yep.
and Dennis Hopper. Let's not forget that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll never talk about that movie ever again outside this
Yeah.
podcast. But and then they did the Super Mario Brothers movie, the one that just came out, which was great. Don't get me wrong, I liked it.
hmm
But like Sonic, like I remember the Sonic TV series in the '90s. They had two. They had one with that was voiced by Steve Urkel, Janelle White. That one was really good. And then they had that darker tone Sonic. That was really good. And
He
then but
actually
then
voices
Sonic.
Sonic in both.
Oh yeah, he did. Um,
And weren't they running simultaneously too?
Yep.
yeah, they were. Uh huh.
Both on Fox. Well, they were both on Fox, right?
No, one was on ABC. The other one was on like what I can't remember
Fox.
what the
Yeah,
channel.
I know one
Yeah,
was Fox. Okay. See, that's even crazier. The fact that like two separate companies are running the same show. Like, I guess people didn't care. I guess they didn't have the control. The need for control like they do nowadays.
yeah. But
So I
see,
mean, that
Sonic
entire
didn't
thing is just
stop at
fascinating.
Sonic didn't stop at that. They
hmm
Sonic has not only they have like multiple animes. They have like Sonic X, which is the little bit I saw is not bad. It's very childish, but it's not bad. Then they had Sonic Underground, um, and then they have like Sonic Boom, which is a computer animated one, and then the more recent one, Sonic Prime on Netflix, which if you haven't seen, I thought it was top notch. I thought it was
Really.
really good. Yeah, I saw
I
all
still need to watch Prime.
like there's 3 seasons of it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Um, so and then like Sega, of course, they did all these things where they sold off their rights, and now every console has Sonic.
hmm
Um, and don't get me started. The movies are better than I thought. They're better than Mario movie. At least the first one. It's got a story.
I can
So
agree with the first one. I wasn't as impressed with the second one, but
I
I
haven't
won't
seen
go
the
into
second one. I
detail
can't.
because you haven't seen it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know all about it, but and then the other thing too, like what I think Mario is its own thing, but Sonic mirrors Dragon Ball Z. You know, Sonic is Goku. Shadow he's Vegeta, Knuckles is Piccolo, essentially. You know, you get all
Yeah.
7 Chaos Emeralds. What happens to Sonic? He goes Super Sonic, like a Super Saiyan. So, you know,
It's like if
Of course,
Goku
I
has
just
an attitude or something.
yeah.
yeah. A lot of people shit on the games though. I've only played a couple of the like anything past like the original like 2D
Well,
side-scrolling platformers.
I do have
We've
to.
got a Sonic game on the Switch. I don't remember which one it is, and it's been fun, but it's definitely mechanically, it's definitely um, geared towards children because, like, I'm just out there destroying everything, and then of course, all the kids are trying to play it, and they can't, get past the first level. It's like, go that way. No, now you have to jump. No, slide now. Come on, you just got to hit this button. It's like, oh god, no, I got to go to the other room now. I can't deal with it. Good luck.
And I
Ask me
think
later if you need help.
that's where Sonic fails.
Yeah.
Honestly, the games are just nowhere near as good as Mario, especially like Super Mario Odyssey. This generation's Mario
Mm-hmm.
is incredible. That's where Mario outshines Sonic in every way.
I heard
But
Sonic Mania was worth looking into.
Okay.
I have it, so it's not bad.
Now I got to figure out which one I've got. I don't even know which game we've got. I haven't beaten it. Like most of the
So
games that the kids get, I play more video games than I do because they're usually on their tablets watching stupid YouTube videos.
My main
oh
Sonic
yeah,
experience was back in the day when I had a Dreamcast. I had
oh
Sonic
Sonic Adventure.
Adventure and Sonic
I
Adventure 2.
Sega
love that one.
Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Me, I was always about. Not only was it Sonic 2, but Sonic and Knuckles with the extra cartridge. It looked like the Game Shark one.
Oh,
So
right.
like
Yeah.
you had your Sonic 2 cartridge, then you had the the Knuckles cartridge. And the Knuckles cartridge, pretty much it looked just like the Game Shark. You can plug it, plug one into the top, plug the other one in, and then you can play the original game with Knuckles, and that just was mind blowing. I'm really
I'll
sad
be
that
right back.
the
I'm
good
listening
luck.
though.
Yep, I'm really sad that the the retro games that came out on the Switch, because they've got Sonic and a bunch of other games. Even on the the Xbox 360 when I bought it on there, still though, like they exist. Like the Sonic games exist, but you can't play as Knuckles. I'm like, oh come on, that's like the best character.
Try to get, I think it's called Sonic Origins.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Yeah,
recent collection that came out that allows you to play as several other characters in the original games,
Oh,
yeah.
such as Knuckles, Amy, stuff like that.
Sonic Superstars does the same way, and Sonic Superstars is 4 players at the same time, and you can play with different characters as well.
that's cool.
So
But can you play the original levels though on
hmm,
Superstars?
I'm sure there's
I'm not.
references.
I don't know. I haven't played that one. So, but
But Sonic Origins is definitely like Sonic 1, 2, and 3. I think they had some legal issues with some music, so that's the only thing different. Is
Mm.
at some points the music is taken out and replaced, but other than that, they added features, and it's a pretty good experience if you're not too angry about the music, which I know some people are.
yeah. So next piece of news, Moana 2. I mean, I thought the first one was good for kids, and I think the second one, looks decent. So the music is catchy, especially "Thank You" when
Yeah.
The Rock raps. So,
Yeah, my
but
mind was still blown knowing he's saying that. It's like, damn, he did a good job. Like,
he
no
did do a
homo,
good
but
job.
yeah.
Dwayne Johnson has come a long way.
Oh yeah.
So,
I
long
mean,
way.
I still smell what the Rock's cooking.
I still, I we were talking about this the other day. Why doesn't The Rock come out with a cooking show and he could just start cooking like, do you smell what The Rock is cooking? And he's actually cooking. I think that would be cool.
Oh yeah,
But
no, I think that's a joke that, like, if nothing else, I'm surprised SNL hasn't gone that route.
yeah, Moana 2. And since we're transitioning, I don't know why they're doing this, but Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Come on now.
Yes,
I
Oh
never saw the
man,
first one, but like,
same.
come on now. Like now they're hunting Christopher Robin and Tigger's in it now.
there seems to be a trend when something goes to like what is it called? An
Public
open.
domain.
Public
Yes, that.
domain, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, we did a whole
That you
thing
just
on
gotta
Steamboat
make a
Willie.
horror movie off of it.
Yeah.
Like Steamboat Willie, like we talked about that one podcast how they did you know, Mickey Mouse's Trap. And then they're making a game too with him as, kind of like a bendy looking game. So it's
No,
it's it's
it's
funny.
just one of those things. Like what's the quote? They asked if they could, but they didn't ask them whether or not they should. Or what's the exact quote from what is that, Jurassic Park or something? But it's just like people have to be the edge lord. They have to go off and do something crazy, which I totally support. You gotta play with art. It's fun. I mean, nobody's made any great blockbusters or anything of Winnie the Pooh since it's gone to public domain, but I'd be interested to see somebody do something a little more serious with it, like maybe actually take the cute, cuddly Winnie the Pooh versus this, monstrosity guy in a freaking Winnie the Pooh suit.
With bad
And
acting.
yeah, like it'd be fun to see something where I'm like, oh boy, it's like, hey, it looks like I'm gonna have to murder you now. Something like that would be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Did
it's fun.
did they
So
ever actually do a movie based on the origin of Winnie the Pooh? Like I remember hearing about it, but I didn't know if it was accurate or not.
They did the one with Ewan McGregor, which
yeah.
kind of tapped into it, but he was Christopher Robin when he was like in his
An
30s or
adult.
40s or something. Yeah, an adult with
Oh,
kids and everything, which is still like the movie though. I mean, of
I,
course. Oh,
I heard
speaking
the
about
actual. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, speaking about nerd news though, did you guys hear about what Ireland did with their highest mountain?
No, what is that?
They named. I'm okay. I need to make sure this wasn't just a meme, but apparently, in honor of Ewan McGregor, they named their highest peak Kenobi because it's the high
That's
ground.
that's
Because
that's
it's the
sick.
high
Yeah.
ground.
It's the high ground.
Hold on, let me see if this is real.
So it was funny. The other day we were speaking about that just because you mentioned it at work. Um when Anakin and Obi-Wan were fighting on episode 3 on Mustafar,
Hmm.
Anakin was better. Anakin was the better Jedi. He was stronger.
Yeah,
The only thing I think that Obi-Wan just he the one thing Anakin never did, Anakin just tunnel visions while
Hmm.
Obi-Wan paid attention to his surroundings. And because Anakin just thought he was better than everybody else because he knew he was better than everybody else, and so he failed at certain aspects. And that's the thing Obi-Wan always tried to teach him. So that's why Obi-Wan was able to win because he was a better tactician, and he actually paid attention to his surroundings and got the high ground. But
Also, like Anakin was emotionally unstable, especially seeing like what happened to like attacking his wife and stuff, and getting
yeah,
angry about that. Yeah.
so but that's besides the point. So while you look that up, the final piece of news that I want to share is Walt Disney Company, and this is straight from the WaltDisneyCompany.com website, so it's not any sort of rumors or anything like that. This is happening. Um, they are going to collaborate with Epic Games. Um, they're gonna do a collaboration with them with all new games and the entertainment universe that will further reach the beloved Disney stories and experiences, and they're going to invest. I really don't know how Epic Games does this, but they're doing it. They're investing $1.5 billion to acquire an equality stake in Epic Games alongside a multi-year project. So they're gonna expand they're gonna expand open games and their entertainment universe all connected to Fortnite. Um, that's big things. Ever since the whole Fortnite with Lego Fortnite and this rocket racing, Fortnite I think is gonna be they partner with Apple. Fortnite is gonna have a universe that will be Ready Player One. So they're
By the
getting
way,
there.
apparently that was just a meme that I saw, so I'm very upset.
It's still,
That's
I
not real.
like it.
Yeah, no, they need to do it. Apparently, iFunny
So,
is the one who released it, but yeah,
but yeah, they're gonna do they're gonna have opportunities for consumers to play, watch, and engage with content like characters from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, because Star Wars is ready in Fortnite, Avatar, and more. So,
Hmm.
and this will all be powered by the Unreal Engine, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So I don't know. I think this is me personally. I think this is uh a big move for Epic Games. Everybody thought, oh, Fortnite's gonna die. Fortnite's gonna die. Fortnite is trash. Look at the partnerships Epic Games has. They have a partnership with like everything. Their collabs now they're Unreal, and then to the point where it's pushing Call of Duty to do collabs, but a collab with Nicki Minaj,
oh
Snoop
God.
Dogg.
I mean, okay, Snoop Dogg, but Nicki Minaj,
Yeah,
nothing against her, but it's just I don't understand how she has any relevancy to like gaming or anything other than maybe
but
having her
like,
music in
yeah,
there.
Call of
Hmm.
Duty and PUBG never did collabs until Fortnite started getting big from it.
Yeah,
Fortnite has that. I mean, they have Ahsoka Tano in there. What else do you need?
true. No, I feel like Fortnite is doing it the right way compared to other games in terms of their collabs and everything. It's fun. Something big comes out, they allow the there's extra money being made both ways, in terms of the promotion and everything of the IP, being it Star Wars or anything else. But yeah, no, I'm a fan of that. I just don't, I don't know. But of course, I feel like they're going to end up turning into like the next EA and just start shitting all over their customers. I don't
I
think
don't know.
they've done it
Uh,
yet, but they will.
I don't know if
I,
Epic Games will. So
yeah,
Neo, what
I'm
were you
not
saying?
too familiar with Fortnite, but another collab thing going on. I think Overwatch 2 announced they're doing a collab with Cowboy Bebop soon.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That would be cool. So I do want to
Nothing's
get
really
back to
shown
Overwatch
yet. It
too.
was just teased.
So
So
things
yeah,
still dope though.
like I said, collabs are a big thing from Fortnite. Starting it, but you know, eh, this right here just puts Fortnite back on the like not back on the map, but just confirms that it will be around for a long, long, long time.
Which
And
amazes me that that game is still going.
I thought it was gonna die, but it's this past year, last year they got one of the biggest collaborations of all time, Lego,
Yeah,
and they
I
created
still
the
need to
Lego
jump
Fortnite.
on that. I need to do that. I did play a little bit of the rocket racing, but I haven't checked out
Right,
any of the other
which
stuff.
is they have Rocket League too, and Fall Guys. So, and not only that, the Epic Games platform rivals that of Steam.
Yep.
They're actually getting exclusives like Skull and Bones. So, which that one right now is an open beta. I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but I watched some people stream it today. I don't know. I don't really know
Still
about it
annoyed
right
that it's
now.
only three player teams. Like, I don't know, just like come on, at that fourth person, like four on up.
Yeah. So,
But oh well. Of course, I still
good.
want to freaking play what's that other pirate game that came out a few years ago?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Like I played a little bit. Like it's a fun game, but nobody. There's a lot of games that I want to play that nobody else either has or it's just not their forte. That's always been
I
a game
have
that I've
it.
just been wanted to hang out and just play that, just be a
oh
pirate
yeah,
for a few
you
hours.
you should have played Sea of Thieves with me when I had it. It was really fun playing with friends. Like
Oh
it'd
yeah,
be kind of boring playing alone.
Yeah,
yeah,
I tried playing alone.
exactly.
I was bored.
It's kind of how I feel about a lot of these like big online games and everything. Because I mean, honestly, I really haven't any opportunity that I have to play video games is usually time that I can play with friends. So like honestly, don't be wrong, I really do love Pal World, but that's definitely a game that's more fun to play with friends.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've been playing by myself a little bit too. But
Just a little bit,
so
Serge.
just a little bit.
You play with yourself all the time. Shut up. No.
So, but that's it for nerd news, guys. Let's talk about the subject at hand, retro gaming. But however, before we get into retro gaming, you know, what keeps me up, keeps me awake during this time? Dubby. So, Dubby is our sponsor, Neo. So,
Nice.
what it is with Dubby, cool thing is if you use promo code Surge, you get 10% off your next purchase. It is an energy drink that uses a coffee-based extract. So their thing is they give you all the energy without the crash and jitters. And if energy drinks are not your thing, they now released a whole new line called the Hydro, which is kind of like a Gatorade type thing. It's got hydrates you with electrolytes and stuff like that. I haven't had an opportunity to drink it, but Tom has, and he likes it.
Yeah, I'm a fan.
So
It's really good. I need to go out and buy another, because I got the sampler pack, and honestly, the sampler pack was great, but I need to pick up like an entire jar thing of it. No, but it's really good. I usually I'm not a fan of watermelon flavored stuff. I think they have probably some of the best watermelon flavored drinks out there. So yeah, whenever I pick one up, I'll probably get a watermelon flavor. But yeah, no, I got the sampler pack. I'm a fan, because of course, a lot of times I'll wake up, I'll drink my coffee in the morning. And if I drink anything like heavily caffeinated after like 5 o'clock, I'm not going to sleep until after midnight. So, but yeah, no, definitely, I would recommend getting yourself, the hydro pack if nothing else.
the sample pack is only $20. Obviously they
And it
sent
comes with a cup.
it's random bottles because I got a sample thing. I got that, and he got this awesome cool dragon one, which has been voted against mine. But whatever, I'm not salty about that at all.
Yeah.
So, but all right. So retro games. Um, let's start off. Let's start off with this question: what is considered a retro game? Is a retro game considered anything before the PlayStation 5, or are we going like retro games are more considered like 90s, 80s arcade games or whatnot?
I would say like Xbox 360 on. No. I would say Xbox on back right now is retro.
Okay.
Yeah, I would
Okay.
say like anything further than yeah, I'd say about that. Like original Xbox, PS2. That's what I would consider retro, and
Because I
that and
mean, back
backwards.
when we were playing Xbox 360, what were we calling retro games? Back from
Super
10,
Nintendo.
15,
Yeah.
10 years ago. So I would say Xbox on back.
Ah. I can agree with that. I mean, but I still find it hard to believe that I'm now calling Xbox 360 or Xbox 360 retro. That's too much, but I don't think so.
Yeah. I think 360 is too much
But
to
like,
call retro. So I think original Xbox, PlayStation 2.
but still, PlayStation 2 is still considering like retro. I get it, but man,
Yeah. I mean, granted, you go back and you play
man,
those games again, it's like, wow, these used to be so beautiful back when I played them. Now it's like, Jesus,
yeah. So,
Jesus, Laura,
um,
your tits are so pointy.
oh yeah, like I have the SNES Classic, NES Classic, the Sega Genesis Classic, and I have the PlayStation Classic.
Mhm.
I have all those.
Nice.
I did mod them all, so I do have like most of the games I want to play on there.
Very cool.
And I did the PlayStation 2 or the PlayStation 1 Classic modded, and I remember like one of my favorite games playing with friends because everything is better with friends, especially when there was big couch co-op. We played Twisted Metal 2 a lot, and dude, I remember playing that for hours, just two-player combat, just facing each other. I've been playing that for hours, okay? And then we got 4 players eventually. Dude, I thought this game is so great. I was like, oh man, I gotta get this game back. I went to put it on there. I'm like, I couldn't see anything. I'm like, how do I see through this pixel mess? Where
Yeah.
am I going? What's good?
Well, here, let's start here. So, Neo, so 2 questions. Question
Yeah.
1 is, what consoles have you owned in your past, like all
Oh
consoles,
man.
and what consoles do you still have?
I don't have much anymore, but
Hmm.
I started with the Super Nintendo,
Yeah.
and then I went back and got a regular Nintendo. Then I got the Nintendo 64, then a PlayStation, then PlayStation 2 and GameCube, and then I got an Xbox and Xbox 360. This was all like in high school and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and then after a while of owning the 360, I eventually bought a PS3 for the Blu-ray player.
Yeah. It
And I
was the
haven't
cheapest
really looked,
Blu-ray player at the time.
yeah, I
Oh
haven't really
yeah.
looked back to Xbox since then. But yeah, those are about it. And then after high school, I bought a Wii U, or no, I had a Wii in high school as well, and then I got a Wii U a little later, and then the Switch and PS4. Um, I believe that's all I've had. Oh, and I had the Dreamcast for a little bit.
Nice. So what do you
Yeah.
currently still
So
have then?
Currently, I have the Switch, PS4, and PC.
Okay. So I started off like honestly, I keep meaning to ask my dad, well, both my parents, like what the story was. But so we had an NES. My grandma had a an Atari, so we played some Pong and some other games on that. I never ended up
mhm,
owning that one. I wonder what happened to that actually. I bet somebody threw it away or sold it off. Probably threw it away because I don't even know, but I bet those are worth like probably more than they were when they originally came out. So we got the NES. After the NES, we were stuck on that until the Sega Genesis. After the Sega Genesis, we eventually got an N64. Then we at doing a Operation Clean Streams. It's pretty much like you go down to the river and you just pick up a bunch of trash and everything. We ended up winning a PlayStation 1. I eventually got a PlayStation 2 for Christmas a couple years later. And then I got an Xbox 360. And then I finally built my first PC in like 2013 ish, 2014, somewhere around there. Then, then the next console I bought was the Switch. I still have my NES, I still have my 64, and I still have my uh hold on. I've got my Sega, my NES, and my 64, and of course I've got my Switch still. I had my PlayStation 2 for a long while, but then I gave it to a friend because he was having some let's say some legal issues. So he was living with a stepdad for a while. And I'm like, oh well, you don't have anything to do. You don't have anything to game on. Here's my PlayStation 2. Just use this. And then next thing you know, he sold it because he needed a few extra bucks. I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, I was giving that to you to play, not sell. If you're getting rid of it, you should have told me. Shit, if anything, I would have bought it back
right.
from you.
Yeah.
God, what a dick. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now.
Yeah. See, with me, so I never had an Atari, but my cousin had an Atari, and I would go over his house. I would play Atari, so I played like Breakout and Joust and things like that. Um, and then I got an NES for Christmas. It's kind of crazy because some people don't remember childhood memories. I that's one of the ones I do remember because I remember like I got it. I was like disappointed because I really wanted one. Um, and I found that they found like, oh, what's that behind the tree? And I'm like, what? They gave it to me. I opened it up, and I'm like, just like, yeah! I just lifted it
Yeah.
up. I about knocked over the fucking tree, and I'm like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
So
Just like that
I was
kid's like,
so
oh my
pumped.
God, Aquaman.
Yeah. So I had the NES. I had that forever. Um, and then I wanted the Super Nintendo, right? Because I used to have friends coming over my house to like play the NES.
You
I'm
were
like, oh, this
used
is
to
so
have
cool.
friends.
Yeah, I had friends that would come over, and they would play the NES, and then he bought a Super Nintendo, and he stopped coming over. I wanted to be cool, like so I saved up my money and bought a Super Nintendo. And but he still didn't come over.
Well,
So,
he
but
had
that's
his
a different
own.
story.
He didn't need you
Yeah,
anymore.
he didn't need me anymore. But I got a Super Nintendo. Played that for years. I Super Nintendo's one of my favorite consoles of all time. Honestly, like we're
Do
talking
you
about retro
remember?
games.
Do you remember the first game you had on the Super Nintendo?
Oh yeah, 100%. I bought the Legend of Zelda pack. It came with a Link to the Past.
Ooh,
That was the
very
first
cool.
game. So yeah, like, and I see even with Zelda, I had Zelda on NES and Zelda Links 2 on the NES as well. So I've been playing Zelda since then. But like the Super Nintendo, I can name so many good games on that. Um, but anywho, um, but then like and then from there, I think what the PlayStation Nintendo 64 era came out. I got a PlayStation first. All my friends had it. I really wanted it. So that's what I got first. And then I later on in life I got a 64, but I never really needed to because my friend across the street had one, so I was always playing it, GoldenEye or Smash Brothers on that. I ended up buying myself.
Perfect
And
Dark.
then Perfect Dark, yeah. Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, all that. I ended up buying a Dreamcast when it came out, because I thought it was cool because it was Dreamcast, revolutionary. Like Sega was always ahead of its time. They never did it. Um, they had a 56K modem in that one. I played Fantasy Star Online. Now the Sega Genesis I never owned. I borrowed it from a friend just to play Sonic 3, Sonic 2, things like that. But I never owned it. I didn't really start playing a lot of Sega games until I emulated it. Um, then I went PlayStation 2 because I bought one because I wanted Kingdom Hearts. That's the reason why I bought PlayStation 2. Bought that, then I bought the Xbox 360 when I got older because at that point I was ready. Xbox 360 was out. I was ready. I was old. I think I was like 23, 24 at that point, and I got it for my wife. My ex-wife got it for me for Christmas one year, and I was like, "Oh, cool, yeah, awesome, this was great." Um, then I traded it for PlayStation 3 because I can't remember why. More JRPGs because I was really into those for a long, long time. So then I got the Xbox One, then traded that for the PlayStation 4. Bought the Switch. I bought the Wii. I still have the Wii. Actually, I still have the Wii. I give it to my kids. I modded the crap out of that one too. It was so I can have every game on there. Funny story with that. Like I modded it. I had all these AAA games on the Switch, or not the Switch, the Wii, and I took them to GameStop and I traded them all in. Like, oh, you're getting rid of your Wii? I'm like, oh no, I still have it. Like, but you're giving me all these games. These are good games. I'm like, oh, I don't need them anymore because I had them in. I put in the thing and installed it on a hard drive and had all these games.
Yep.
So, but yeah. So now what I have left, I have a um, I have, let's see, one, two, three. I have what, 4 kids? I have 6 Switches in my house.
Damn.
Holy cow!
So I have one. My wife has one. Every single child has one. I take that back. I have 7. 'Cause
I
I do have a
assume most
Switch.
of them are Switch Lights.
Well, so I have I have 2 Switch Lights. One of them is not being used. I tried modding it. I can show you. Um, I tried modding it, and it was my first one. It's sick looking, right? Um, but the thing is, when I modded it, I fucked up the screen. I don't know how. So I just haven't had a chance to replace the screen for it.
Hmm.
Which I was gonna give that to one of the kids. But then but my oldest son, I bought him. I collabed with family members. We bought him a regular Switch so he can play at home. Oh, and not home, at his mom's house too. Um, but he never uses the dock. And then the other kid had Switch Lights. And then what ended up happening, I got an OLED Switch. Passed the Switch down. Then we eventually sold that Switch. It just kept going that way. And then the latest one, the middle child, just got a Switch for his birthday. He collabed with his mom and his mother, my ex mother-in-law, and he got one. So yeah, and so we just hand them down. and then I bought my wife an OLED Switch, and then my daughter got handed down that Switch. My foster daughter actually got handed down that Switch because we had a pink one. I don't know what happened to that pink one. Now that I think about it, I'll have to find out because I had a pink Switch Lite. Oh yeah, I remember. It's right here. So that used to be a
you
pink.
modded it. Okay.
Yeah, that's what happened to it. And then we got Animal Crossing Switch, and then the other daughter got that one. So it just kept saying that. Now that's how everyone got Switches. So just pure coincidence. But I also have all the retro systems like the NES Classic, Super NES, SNES Classic, the Sega Genesis Mini, the actual authentic ones, not those fake Tendo ones that have like 500 games in one, and half of them are modded games that don't even exist in the realm. They're just modded games. So, but yeah, I mean that's where I am with the stuff, and I have a PC. I also do have an Xbox Series S, which is in the kids' room. I just I don't really care for it because it's Xbox Game Pass and it's on my PC. So why do I need that?
Yeah.
So
PC Master Race.
yeah, I mainly play PC. Like the only thing I have the PlayStation 5 for, well, first off, it's my wife bought it, so it's technically hers. I didn't buy that one. She likes to play Sims, Sims 4 especially, and she does everything on that. She also has a PC, but she's got my old PC. So, and like I built my first PC in 2010. No, earlier than that. I built my first PC in high school, and then I built another PC in like around 2010. So, but my dad was always PC Master Race. So, but now since we know what we own, let's talk retro gaming.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one console for retro gaming, what would it be? For me, it's SNES. So, but that's my favorite retro console, honestly.
I'd say 64.
64.
I'm torn between the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, Game Boy Advance is cool.
Oh, I forgot we had a Sega Game Gear.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that was dope. All right.
Yeah, I had the Game Boy, which I still don't know how the Game Boy was better than the Game Gear, but that's I guess a different story altogether. So here's why the SNES is one of my favorite retro games. First off, retro gaming system. I was a big fan. I still am. I'm a big fan of JRPGs, right? And they just had some of the best ones, like Final Fantasy 2/4, Final Fantasy 3/6. Those are two of my favorite games. Chrono Trigger. Chrono Trigger is one of my favorite games. Breath of Fire 2. Um, Earthbound.
Yeah.
And Super Metroid, which with Shin has been playing on his Twitch. Super Metroid is one of the games that started the Metroidvania genre. They just had so many games, and honestly, Super Mario World is the best 2D Mario game to touch the platforms.
Yeah, I could agree with
Prove
that.
me wrong. So, I know I love the Super Nintendo. It's just got such great games all around. So, but even though I have Breath of Fire 2 and Breath of Fire 1, those are not my favorite Breath of Fires. My favorite one is Breath of Fire 3 on the PlayStation, but that's besides the point. So, but yeah.
I feel like
What
I'm
about you?
obligated to mention Mega Man X.
Oh yeah, Mega Man X and the X2 and X3.
Yeah.
My cousin
Great
my cousin had
games.
Superman. Oh, sorry, Super. Oh, God damn it. Mega Man X. And like I never got to like beat it all and everything, but no, I'd go over there, he'd play it, and we trade back and forth. And man, I hate I've never been a huge fan of platformers. I think is because when I got into them, I was super young, and I sucked at them. And by the time I got to an age where I started getting better at video games, they had other games where like anytime you got shot, your health would refill a little bit, or one of those type things. Like I wish I liked platformers more. I just don't.
Well, I played Mega Man X with my cousin a lot because he owned it, and so I'd go over his house, and we would just take turns. So I remember like when you beat all the bosses and you get to Sigma's lair, the first time you encounter that spider. Holy shit! I thought that was so fucking hard.
Yeah,
Now I get there and I'm like, dude, this is easy. Why did I struggle so much with it?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was a great game.
That's one of
So
my favorite things about the being able to play a lot of these retro games on the Switch is because you can do your previous save. So like if there's a certain spot where you die over and over and over again, if it was the original, let's just say if we're playing Mario, the original Super Mario, if you die on, level 2, 4 over and over and over and over again, it's like, okay, well, instead of dying here, I'm going to go ahead and save it here, and then I don't lose all those lives. So that was great.
hmm
But yeah. So
nice.
I guess I think we've already covered it, but just to go, what's for everybody? What was their most recent retro game that they've played? So Shin, I think you've already answered it, but go ahead and answer it again.
Yeah, I was playing Earthbound Beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting story behind it. They have whole documentaries about how this game came to be. Um, it's an Earthbound game on the regular Nintendo. Uh, it didn't originally come outside of Japan until recently, but we had access to a prototype of the English version that they had planned on the
yeah,
internet.
that's the one I played. Earthbound Zero. That's what they
Yeah,
called it.
yeah. But now it released on the Virtual Console on the Wii U and the Switch as Earthbound Beginnings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, that's one game I need to get on. I've been playing some other games. Like when I do go back to the the emulators and stuff on the Switch, I need to get down to
I
Earthbound
mean,
because I've never played
if
through
you
them.
I Earthbound, like I remember when that game first came out. So people in this day and age are complaining about the $70 games. Well, I mean they just went up recently, but they were $60 for years.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's complaining about those games, like, oh, $60, so expensive. I guess they never lived in the 90s. Because I remember Earthbound when it first came out, um, it was like $130 or $100 for
Jesus.
that game. It came with the game, and it was like a big box. It came with the game, and it came with the strategy guide as well, and some other collectibles. And like I, I picked it up because it was at Walmart. It was on clearance for $60. So I'm like, oh, I've been wanting this game. $60 clearance. I can't pass it up. I bought it on clearance for $60.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you look, I mean, I think I shared this. I don't know if you were in this podcast yet, but I shared it. No, I think you were. I shared an article with like saying how games in the '90s were just so much more expensive.
I don't remember
So
seeing that one, but
I'll
that's
have to. We'll have to do some nerd news on early '90s stuff. And it's
yeah,
like,
because I
I
always
like
thought games were like at $50 for the longest time, and then we started seeing them go up to 60 semi recently within the past 8 years or something, and now we're seeing them at 70. But honestly, if games were $60 like years ago, so technically games were cheap recently. If you start looking at like inflation or something, because
right.
$60 today is a lot less money than $60 was 15, 20 years
Well,
ago. But
if you think about it, um, look when the Super Nintendo first came out. That thing was $200 when it first released.
hmm,
Same the NES when it first released, it was like $300. So, if you look at the cost of consoles nowadays, it's cheaper than what it was. So, especially during the great console war of the '90s, when
yeah,
everybody was making consoles.
adjusted for inflation, I didn't realize those things cost as much as they did. Never really thought about it.
But But like, sorry, I'm still stuck on this Mega Man train.
Yeah.
Oh,
um,
awesome.
so like, so I liked I played Mega Man X 1, 2, 3. I played all of them except for I think 7 and 8. Um, I personally thought Mega Man X4 was my favorite one because you could play with Zero and it just. But I think at that point, once Mega Man X4, I think the rest of them just dropped. They were just terrible.
Yeah,
Personally,
X4 was definitely peak.
yeah, that was the peak one, and then the rest just fell off. So, but and then if you go to the Mega Man series, like I played 1 through 7. Mega Man 8 was pretty good, and then even 9 and 10, all the numbered Mega Mans before X were good, because you had Mega Man 7, which was NES, SNES, and then Mega Man 8, which came out for PlayStation, which was completely like animated, kind of. It was really cool. But then they released 9 and 10 on the Nintendo Wii Shop as like retro, the old school Mega Mans, and those were really good
I'm
and
still really
hard
upset because they've only made one 3D Mega Man game, right? So far,
too.
they've made
They've made
two
a
of them.
couple, yeah.
Okay, because I remember seeing one that my cousin was playing. Because my cousin, he always owned all of the consoles. But
Mega Man Legends and
Oh,
Legends 2.
my
okay,
Those
see,
were
favorite.
I don't know which one he had, but like honestly, I don't know why we're not seeing a 3D game come out. You know, because I mean, it's a
yeah
great everybody loves the franchise. And just be able to jump around and have your different, gun, weapon loadouts and everything. Like, how are you not making that game?
Capitalizing. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
like that. That is a franchise people will buy if for no other reason than it's Mega Man.
right. And I'm one of those
hmm
people that would
Oh
buy it.
yeah, 100%.
I would
Um
too.
well, there's an interesting story that's a huge topic with Mega Man with Legends 3. It originally was going to come out on the 3DS, but it got canceled before the demo was released. And it made a lot of people, including me, very salty.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was going to happen. Fans are begging them to finish it and release it in some form. I'm hoping one day it gets a Switch and PC release. I guess we'll have to see if that'll ever
Yeah.
happen. If they do like a Legends collection like they have been with the other ones.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, ever since the creator of Mega Man, Kinji Inafune, I think is his name, he left Capcom, and I don't know if he took. I think Capcom kept the rights to it, but then he went off onto Kickstarter, and he started to make his own game, Mighty Number 9, which was very similar to a Mega Man thing. It's just Mighty Number 9. They have like different mighties, and there's a 7, 1, whatever, right?
Mhm.
And same premise basically. Um, he got that game kickstarted, and it was successful. It came out on it came on almost all the consoles. And that is good.
I
It
mean,
it really was. It was
and
trash,
honestly,
I
after
thought.
seeing Pal World, like how they literally ripped off Pokemon and added all the things that we wanted to see and everything in a Pokemon, open world game, there's absolutely no reason why somebody can't just make, Super Mega or, Mega
They do.
Kid or, what?
They did.
What?
They have something. It plays like Mega Man. It's pretty cool. I haven't played it a whole lot, but
But is it an
they
open
added.
world? That's my question. Is it an open world game? Is it the 3D open world game I'm looking for, though?
No, it's not a 3. It's a 2D game, but it's roguelite. So
Okay.
it changes every time you play. It's called 20XX. So
Ooh,
um,
yes. I I play that one. As
I'll
well
see.
as
He knows.
30XX, yeah.
Okay.
Its
They
sequel
made.
30XX is way better, by the way.
I didn't even know they came out with a sequel. I have to
It
look at that.
looks
I have.
much better.
Is it out
Yeah.
yet or no?
Yes, it is. It just left
Oh
early
shoot!
access a little while ago.
Yeah, it's 20
I
bucks.
have 20.
It looks like.
I have 20XX because I got it on Epic Games. But
Oh
yeah, I
yeah, that's
mean,
totally Mega Man. I'm just watching it right now. That is Mega
It's
Man.
it's a
right.
roguelite game, so it changes every time you play it, the style of the the stages and which bosses you fight and stuff. It's pretty good,
Where are
especially if you like that kind of
you?
genre.
Steam.
Yeah, that I do. But yeah, I mean,
And it's co-op. Yeah.
Yeah, let me read
yeah, okay,
best.
30x. I didn't even know that was a thing. Holy cow.
Yeah, I
20
like the
bucks.
pixel art more in this one than I did in 20XX.
Yeah, just
I'll have
seeing how
to
he like dashes around and everything, and it's like, oh yeah, no, that's 100% Mega
I'll have to
Man.
put that on my wish list. Now, like there's a few retro games that 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 just died. And they're by certain companies, and I don't really know why these companies are letting these games die. One particular series that I really loved, Breath of Fire.
Ooh, and it's
Um,
co-op. Sorry, continue.
Breath of Fire. I mean, the first Breath of Fire, the original Breath of Fire, which a lot of people don't know, was released by SquareSoft, now known as Square Enix. The
Hmm.
first Breath of Fire was SquareSoft, the people who created Final Fantasy. And then from there, Capcom took the series, and I think Capcom did a good job with it. I mean, because Breath of Fire 2 was top notch. It was really good. There's a couple of things I didn't like about it, but all in all, it was a really good game. I've beaten it a few times. And then Breath of Fire 3 was fantastic, the best one in the series. Breath of Fire 4 was really good. And then they did this Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter, which was trash on the PlayStation 2. That's the last time you ever saw it. Um, and well, they did a mobile version, Breath of Fire 6, a Japanese mobile version of it. It bombed. And I just don't understand like why Capcom they have these two beloved franchises, Mega Man and Breath of Fire. They're doing shit with. They haven't done anything with them, and these are games people would buy if you came out with them. You know,
Hmm.
so I don't know why they're
Capcom
just not doing
keeps
anything. I think.
they keep releasing surveys like asking people what they want, and the Mega Man fans flood it with we want Legends 3, we want Mega Man X9, we things like that.
Yeah.
And it gets all over Twitter and stuff when that happens, and everyone's like, "Come on, please." And they still are quiet about it, which is kind of
Well, like,
annoying.
which is stupid because they like. So right now, the thing that's keeping Capcom alive is Resident Evil. Like
Yeah.
that's I mean Resident Evil has been around since PlayStation. That's a retro game at this point. But Resident Evil 1 and 2 and
And
3 all
Monster
came out for
Hunter.
PlayStation. Monster Hunter, yeah, that's 2. I forgot about that. Um, but like Resident Evil 2, 3, 4, especially 4, they've gotten the remake status or remaster status like 4 times. I'm not exaggerating. But just in general, why can't they give the same treatment to Breath of Fire or Mega Man? You know, I don't know. That's my rant on that.
Oh, I could rant for hours if you'd
Okay.
like.
Well, maybe we'll have you on for the next episode when not only we talk about retro games, but we're talking about all the shenanigans all everybody's been up to in terms of screwing over the little guy, aka the players. So Sergio,
um,
what retro games have you been playing?
I haven't really played any retro games of late, but like typically my like the ones I usually go back to, I'm actually waiting for one to release. It's it's on Twitch. I don't not Twitch, Steam.
Hmm.
It's supposed to release soon, but these are two JRPGs that I played that were like they're probably some of my favorite ones. It's Suikoden. So I'm really they're doing a remaster of Suikoden 1 and 2, and these were
Hmm.
games by Konami. Um, which is Konami is just a game that a company that fell off the face of the planet.
Right.
Um, so but now they're just into pachinko machines. So in Japan. But yeah, we've been waiting to play that. So I played it for a few minutes. It wasn't a whole lot. I started playing the Suikoden on my emulator. So,
Hmm.
but it's a cool game. It's a JRPG. Unique thing about it is that you can recruit 108 characters. You're like building a base, and they have 5 games of it. It's another series that just fell off, and people want 6. They want part 6, and it's just not there. But you can recruit 108 characters in every single game, and it's like you're essentially building your own base. So it's not like every character is a combat. You have characters that do combat. You have characters that just simply sell you items in your castle. So really, really fun game.
Okay.
Speaking of Suikoden, did you know the creator of it went on to Kickstarter and is now trying to make another game?
Oh yeah. What is it? Yuden Chronicles or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to look
Um,
up how to spell it. I can't can't remember.
it. Let's see here. I can tell you, it is Ayuden. Yeah, EIU. No, EIYUDEN Chronicles. So it's called Ayuden Chronicles 100 Heroes. It's
But how do you
coming
spell
out.
Chronicles? I'm
Chronicle.
joking. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Yeah, you should. That's English.
I know.
That game comes out April 23rd. It was on my wish list on Steam until I saw Xbox Game Pass is getting it. I'm like, let's go. So it's on
Oh,
my
nice.
wish list on Xbox Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. But yeah, and it's a spiritual successor. So hopefully it's good. They did come up with one before called the Unit Chronicle Rising. It was kind of trash. So I didn't like it.
So what
I
kind
But
of
whatever.
retro games are you trying to play, Tom?
Oh, thank you for asking, random person who I don't know who is asking Tom
Oh,
that.
yeah. Who cares?
So the reason why I was late joining us today, I was first of all I wasn't even looking at the clock. I was just hanging
You've
out
been
and playing
waiting
my
for
game
this.
with the kids. Well, no, I've just been playing KOTOR 2.
Ooh.
I already beat
Playing
KOTOR
what?
1 a while ago. KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got that. I figured.
No, honestly, I had to take a long pause from that game though because I got to where I was on Narshada, and I was playing Mira or whoever the heck the redheaded chick was in that game, and I couldn't get past this this area. It was like this fight arena or something. Because you could only play as her, and of course all of her stats sucked. I didn't have any good weapons. I didn't have any good things, so I literally had to drop a bunch of mines and try to lead people there to come follow me and blow up in the mines. So, there's definitely a lot of issues that I've got with both KOTOR and KOTOR 2, but God, those are some good games. Some good heavy lore Star Wars games, even though they're legends. But yeah, super excited about finally eventually beating that. But I've also been playing on the Switch. Which one was it? Fire Emblem. I forgot which one, but it was the one that came out
Three
on
Houses or Engage, or they're
probably
talking about the GBA one.
Game Boy Advanced. Yeah, that one.
I
Sacred
think they call it.
Stones or something like
Sacred
that?
Stones.
that's
Yeah, I got.
the Sacred Stones or the first one, Blazing Sword or something like that.
I think I'm playing.
Is it
Sacred
with
Stones.
Elwood, Lindis, and Hector, or is it different characters?
So the first one you play is Lynn. Lynn's like the first chick you are.
So yeah, it's the Blazing Sword or something like that. That's the first one that came out.
Okay.
The Sacred Stones is with Elfron or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, so I've been playing
yeah.
that, and that's been great. And of course, yet another game that it's very important for you to make sure that you make all your save points. Because of course with Fire Emblem you lose one character, then you never get them back ever. Yeah, it's definitely permadeath. Like that when I first played that game on my not Game Boy Advance, my DS, because I had a DS and I had that I had somehow I acquired that game. But I put it on, I had one of the DSs where I could pop the old Game Boy Advance games on the bottom.
Nice.
But yeah, no, that game was super fun. I don't even know why I like that game so much. It's just I really appreciate the turn-based
really cool.
strategy and everything, trying to figure out where you need to place your units. Because games like Final Fantasy, I definitely appreciate turn-based combat a lot more than I used to. But having that extra, being able to move your character from here to there and make sure you know what their attack range is and know what the movement range of the other people and know what this person, I don't want to put them in combat, so I want to keep them back, so if I need to move the character out I can, all that stuff. It was just super fun. But yeah,
I'm about to
yeah.
blow your mind.
Oh yeah.
They have a Final Fantasy game series like that.
Oh yeah. Which one is it?
It's called
Final
Final
Fantasy
Fantasy
Tactics?
Tactics.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tactics is like that.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've
Oh
always heard
yeah.
about Tactics, but yeah, just
So
like I never got into Final Fantasy
it's retro
originally.
gaming too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because I
So
mean,
Final
I
Fantasy Tactics.
like the
Sorry.
story of Final Fantasy was always cool, but just because I
Ooh.
never liked the, at least when I was younger, I never really
It's
liked
got
those
the
games anyway
story.
because I hated reading. It's honestly one of the reasons why I hate playing Pokemon. But even the new Pokemon games, like, just stop being lazy pieces of shit and just bring some voice actors in there. Like, I'm here to relax. I'm not here to read. If I want to read a fucking book, I'll go in my room, turn a little nightlight on, and read a book. No, I don't want to do that. I want to sit back. I don't want to use my brain until it's time for combat. So just hire some voice actors, Nintendo.
So
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Tactics, the first one came out for the PlayStation. Fantastic, fantastic game. One of my favorite tactic games of all time. Then they had Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, which came out on the Game Boy Advance, and then correct me if I'm wrong. Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2 was called Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2 Rift of the Grimoire. They came out on the DS.
Okay.
So
I think
Now
there was
it's
a
not.
PSP version as well at some point.
yes, it was called Final Fantasy Tactics War of the Lions. It was a remaster of the original. It's also on iOS. But wait a second. I think someone has an Android, so you can't play it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Dude, I can just fucking download a bunch of like emulators and I can play all that shit anyway.
Yeah,
However,
I
though,
was about to say the Android could probably just run the
Yeah, I know.
PSP
yeah,
or the
exactly.
PlayStation game.
You can.
It's not a retro game, but did you guys ever play the Mario Rabbids game?
No. I heard it was pretty decent for what it
It
was.
is good because
Okay.
it's the same concept. I mean, it's just like I've never played Final Fantasy Tactics, but I would say it's the same concept where it's turn based and you get to move your characters and you get to support your other characters by moving around, and you got characters with different their abilities and different ranges. So if you haven't gotten down on it, I think it's worth playing. Check it out, have some
So
fun. I think you'd enjoy it if you like playing those kind of games. Definitely play the Mario Rabbit game.
It sounds like
So
you would like the 7 remake as well as
I love Final Fantasy 7 remake.
like maybe even Star Ocean, like those kind of action-based JRPGs
Star Ocean.
as
Oh
opposed to the
man,
turn-based stuff.
Star Ocean. That brings me back. I love Star Ocean. I never played the original, but I played Star Ocean 2, Star Ocean 3. And then that's when Star Ocean stopped being good because the rest of them just were hot trash. But
Oh,
whatever.
that hurts me. I
I
actually
wanna-
like
Oh no,
4.
the last hope was for, right?
Yeah.
The last hope.
So
That's one that's like a prequel to all of them. That one was
Yep.
good. I take that back. But
Okay,
then the other
awesome.
ones that came out, the other ones that came out were trash.
I haven't really played
No.
any of the other ones past 4, but I just beat the first one on Super Nintendo a few months ago, or maybe about a year ago.
Okay.
I lose track of time sometimes.
So about Rabbids, sorry Tom. The Mario Rabbids, the first one, it's good. I bought the second one because I liked the first one.
Mm-hmm.
I got annoyed.
Really?
And the Rabbids annoy me.
I love the Rabbids.
I just like it's the same thing, and this could be a hot take. I hate minions. I hate the minions. They annoy me just as bad as the Rabbids, and it's just there's only so much I can take.
I'm gonna have to sign off now. Bye, everybody.
That was the last straw.
Yeah, exactly. Fuck you.
It's
and
a hot
your
take.
hatred.
I hate the minions. I fucking hate those movies. It's just annoying.
Going back
So
to what we're talking about, like there's that amount of slapstick, just stupid humor that I need in my life. Three Stooges, same thing. Just dumb, stupid humor. Just making dumb jokes. I mean, of course, I've probably got a lot low IQ anyway, so that's probably why I enjoy it so much. But that's why I love the Minions. I hate the Minion movie. I think the Minion movie was dumb. I think they do
Oh.
well supporting actors versus the main people.
Wow. And then I
Surge
have
might be on to something because I kind of have to be like inebriated to enjoy those movies.
I do have another thing. You were talking about Kotar, the Knights of the Republic Kotar, the first one. Disappointed because they were doing a whole remake of that game,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Yep, that
Place
got screwed over big.
Sony announced it, and then they fucking dropped the ball, and I'm like, oh, it's canceled. Fuck you. That's what I
Yeah.
say to that.
I wonder if they had a hard time lining it up with the new Star Wars lore. So like they,
Well, they
I
wouldn't
don't
have
care.
to. It was all legends
I
at this
don't know.
point anyway. I
Yeah.
think from what I don't remember what I read anymore, but from what I remember, I understood. It's pretty much like somebody overpromised and under delivered, and that's what screwed it all up.
Mm.
And if we're talking about remaking retro games, Square Enix. I mean, if this ever gets to you, hey, you remade Final Fantasy VII, Final Fantasy VII remake, and now you're getting Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the 29th. Final Fantasy VII remake, fantastic game. It's probably one of my favorite Final Fantasies to date because you know what, Final Fantasy 15 and 16 are both trash. I
Oh,
didn't
you
like
didn't
them.
like 16? I heard 16 was good.
I
Really?
didn't really like 16 too much. No, the combat was just very repetitive and the story was convoluted and it was just all over the place. I'm like, okay, you're not really doing anything. I have it. I probably should go back and beat it, but I just can't get into it right now. But they need, a game that needs that treatment is Chrono Trigger.
Oh
So
yeah.
let's face it, Chrono Cross just did not make the cut. Chrono Cross was okay, very mid. Chrono Trigger doesn't compare to Chrono Cross. It's just a whole nother level. That game needs a remake.
Chrono Trigger was one of those anomalies though, where like the stars aligned. They got Akira Toriyama. They got Nobuo
Yeah.
Uematsu. I think they got Nobuo Uematsu. I could be wrong about that,
I
but
think so.
they got
Because the
like
music
the
is
Final
good.
Fantasy director. They got like all these important, crazy people all in this one project, and it was beautiful.
Right.
So, that's
But like
probably
even
why it's hard.
so, but yeah, so that's the remake I wish they would make. Now, so we could wrap up with this. What retro game do you wish to see remade?
Earthbound.
I can agree with that. Earthbound deserves a remake.
Like I feel like the Mother franchise could benefit from a remake of the first one or the second one on a current gen console. Maybe with something like
I
Wind
think they should.
Waker's graphics.
I think they should do Mother 2, Earthbound.
Yeah.
It's the it's the one that's known the most.
Mm-hmm.
Because of Smash Brothers, everybody knows Ness, PK Thunder.
Yeah, because they haven't came out with anything. It's what I think they literally have just the 2 games and that's it. Like that is a franchise everybody loves.
They have 3, but the third one never came outside of Japan.
Yeah.
But the thing is, everybody now knows them because of Super Smash Brothers. Lucas and Ness, they're popular in Smash Brothers.
Yeah, popular characters. Like, why would you not try to explore that more?
I've heard this rumor. Some people I've talked to are like dead set that it's true, but I've heard this rumor that Nintendo's going to try and do a Smash Bros. Universe since the success of the Mario Bros. Movie.
I've heard that too.
Interesting.
And if that's true, what I'm thinking, now this isn't confirmed, but what I'm thinking is they're going to do at least a movie or special for all the original Smash Bros. Characters from the first game. So that means you have a potential chance to have a Metroid movie, an F-Zero movie, maybe even an Earthbound movie, because Ness was a part of the first Smash Bros. Game.
Yeah.
And if that happens, that might bolster the popularity to get them to make a remake at the time.
And that's the thing. F-Zero, I know F-Zero has its own cult following, and I hated the game, but I know a lot of people really liked F-Zero and then F-Zero GX on the GameCube.
Yeah.
They never did anything until just recently. F-Zero 99.
It's so fun.
So I haven't played it. I don't like F-Zero.
It's
But
chaotic, but it's chaotic in the way that you would expect from F-Zero.
right.
Like just really
So,
hard, just everyone killing each other. It's amazing.
I could deal with that.
all right. And this is where we wrap up because no one cares what game Tom wants. No, I'm kidding. Tom, what game we like to see remade? What retro game?
Let's see. I mean, of course, KOTOR. I'd love to see that one being remade, but
Oh, yeah, that was in the process, but got canceled.
this is going to be a super, super obscure game. But did you guys ever play Tribes on the PlayStation 2?
No,
Can't say
I know
I've
Okay.
what it
heard of
is,
it
but I never
either.
played it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No,
I've heard of
that
it.
was like one of the first like FPSs I really got into. It was really cool because your people had like, so maybe I don't even want a remake on that because there's other games with rocket packets and stuff. But that was the one retro game that I always loved playing. Going over to my buddy's house and playing. But damn. Now I'm trying to think. I mean, because I remember playing Rhaegar on Sega. I mean, I've
I
already
think
mentioned.
they should do the Legend of Zelda, the original, give it the remake status like Link's Awakening. I think that would
Yeah,
be cool.
or maybe even putting in a more of a 3D, not FPS per se, but Perfect Dark, because they did do a so I guess I don't want a reset, but I would like a reboot on Perfect Dark. I think that'd be nice.
Yeah, but you know who owns the rights to Perfect Dark now, right?
Nintendo.
Xbox.
Oh, Xbox does. I thought Nintendo had Rare.
No, so Nintendo collabed with Rare. I thought they did too, but they were only collabing with Rare, which
Oh,
made Killer Instinct, DK Country, or all the DKC 1, 2, 3, and then they even did Perfect Dark on the 64,
yeah, I
and then
played.
they collabed with GoldenEye, and then they had that collab with Donkey Kong Country 64. That's the last time.
Actually, no. I want to see a remake of GoldenEye. That's what I want to see. I want to see a full
Been there, done that.
remake,
Yeah, they've
but not a
done that
full
a few
remake.
times. Yeah.
They've ported them to new consoles, but they haven't
No,
actually.
they did a new game of it
When?
Yeah. It was on the
on the
Wii, I
Xbox.
think. Oh,
Was it
was
in the
it?
Wii? I
I
think
think
it was
they ported
Xbox.
it to the Wii as
But I
well.
don't think it was. But like the all because I know there was like a GoldenEye, like there was a second GoldenEye game that had nothing to do with the first game, but I don't remember an actual like remake where it's actual FPS,
Mm.
dual analog control.
But Rare now owns Xbox now owns Rare, so whatever the rights they have, like Battletoads, that's Rare.
Oh
Xbox
yeah.
exclusive. Killer Instinct, Xbox exclusive. Um, so yeah.
Hmm.
So, but yeah. Um, but anywho, I mean, those are good ideas. There's so many retro games that could be. I love retro gaming. It's super cool. There's a few games I go back to playing, and so one of the reasons we brought Shin on board is because that's what he does in his Twitch. He he's right now he's playing through Earthbound Beginnings, like he said, and he was playing Super Metroid one time. So he plays a lot of retro games. So, but any final thoughts before we wrap up?
No, but nothing else. Just go check out Shin Neo on Shin_Neo on Twitch. Make
So
sure you
yeah,
give him a follow.
Thanks, guys.
give him a follow. So fun to watch. He really collaborates with the viewers a lot. So I have a good time watching him.
Indeed.
And then yeah, check me out on Twitch as well. I'm on the Surge 1182. Right now I'm just playing Pow World with my pals, catching some pals. I streamed Persona 3 a couple times, but I need to get on a more consistent schedule. I don't stream consistent enough, but it's
Same.
kind of
I
hard.
wanted to play yesterday, but I had court and I had to go play some pickleball and do a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, yesterday got a little hectic, but maybe tomorrow morning I might be able to hop on for a couple hours. We'll see. I'll cross my fingers.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the nerdy phase houses all sorts of stuff. You got Surge reviews under the nerdy phase. You got Mobile Ninja Gaming, which you could check out Tom on Rumble under Mobile Ninja.
I mean, and
Um,
and on YouTube. I'm doing my
Yeah.
live streams on Rumble, and then I'm recording at the same time, and then I post to YouTube afterwards. Actually, I just got done making a bunch of shorts from my previous stream with me and you, so I'm excited to go through there and see what kind of
Mhm.
shenanigans
That'd be cool.
the AI found. So I'll be posting those here probably tomorrow morning.
If you're watching the video, be sure to check out the link below. And you can see our link tree, which sends everything our way. Just everything is on there. Just click the link, and you can find both of us on there.
Yep.
So, but
my
hey, Shin. Oh, go
my
ahead.
my final thoughts is I've had a really great time. Thank you so much for having me in.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was just about to thank you, saying, Shin, thanks for being a co-host or co-guest host, I guess. We'd love to have you back again.
Mhm.
I noticed that you kind of like had little thoughts on the MCU. That is a podcast to come. The state of the MCU. We haven't done it yet because it's very. I might be a two-part episode because there's a
Yeah.
lot to cover in that and a
So
lot of thoughts.
so my thought is wait for the State of the Union address, because I think usually it's on like a Monday or Tuesday anyway, and we could post it the same time. The State of the MCU universe.
Yep. So
So that's mine.
and then like
That's my
there's
plug.
a piece of nerd news I did not cover. Let's go watch the Swifty Bowl tomorrow. Oh, I mean the Super Bowl,
Let's go Blues.
not the Swifty.
I don't know.
But yeah, we're gonna be there. Just Super Bowl, 49ers versus Chiefs. Um, I'll probably just if you're up for it, Tom. Monday I'll probably just get on real quick and do a quick bonus episode just to discuss that, just to make it relevant. And then I'll have to be, you don't have to be on there because you don't know a whole lot about sports, or it's up to you.
I
But
know plenty
let me
about
know.
sports, just not the general things going on at said point in time about sports.
Yeah, I'll be
But
watching
yeah,
the Super Bowl, so that's the thing.
I might have to
But
drive to go pick up Evan, so I might not be available. But if I am, I'll let you know.
But yeah, but for sure. All right, well, guys, be sure to like and subscribe this channel. Share us. Look at the link below. It's gonna have our link tree. Everything is on there. Um, and Nerd Fam, go out there and support Shaneo. So, all right, we'll stay classy and have fun out there.
Live long and prosper.
Bye, everyone.
Deuces.